Today, we are diving into a really key piece of your health puzzle. We're talking about the ferritin blood test, a simple test that can reveal a ton about what's really going on inside your body.
Have you ever just felt off? You know, that constant dragging fatigue you just can't seem to shake? Or maybe some dizziness or headaches that you can't pin down. These feelings are incredibly common, but that doesn't mean they're normal.
Well, the clue to what's going on could be hiding in a place you'd never expect, your body's internal iron bank. And today, we're going to figure out exactly how to check your balance.
Okay, so what exactly is this iron bank I keep talking about? Well, it all comes down to a protein called ferritin.
To put it simply, ferritin is the protein that stores iron. Think of it like a pantry for your body's iron supply. It holds onto it safely inside your cells, and then it releases it whenever and wherever your body needs it most. Pretty smart, right?
Now, this is a super important distinction to make. Ferritin isn't the same thing as the iron that's just circulating in your blood. Here's an easy way to think about it. The iron in your blood is the cash you have in your wallet. It's what your body is using right now to do stuff like carry oxygen. Ferritin, on the other hand, is the money in your savings account. It's the backup supply, the iron your body has smartly stored away for later, mostly in your liver and your immune cells.
So, how does that stored iron get from the bank to where it's actually needed? This is where another cool protein, called transferrin, comes into play. It acts like a dedicated taxi service, picking up iron that's been released from ferritin and driving it over to the factories where your body is busy making new red blood cells.
And this brings us to the big question. Why even test for this? Well, it's because having the right amount in your iron bank is absolutely critical. Having too little can cause problems, and believe it or not, so can having too much.
You can really see the two sides of the coin here. If your ferritin is low, you get symptoms that a lot of people might just write off as being tired, fatigue, dizziness, maybe shortness of breath. But on the flip side, high ferritin brings its own set of issues like stomach pain, joint pain, or even heart palpitations.
So, how do you find out your levels? Thankfully, it's not some big, complicated ordeal. It's a really simple, routine blood test that can give you and your doctor a huge amount of information.
The whole process is super straightforward. Your doctor orders the test, and they might ask you to fast for about 12 hours beforehand. That just helps get the most accurate result. Then it's just a quick morning blood draw from a vein in your arm. That little sample gets sent off to a lab. And that's it. You're done.
All right, so the lab has done its work, and you've got your results. But what do these numbers actually mean? Let's start by decoding what it means if your ferritin levels are on the low side.
So, to understand your results, you need a baseline. Generally speaking, a typical range for men is about 20 to 500 nanograms per milliliter. For women, it's a bit different, more like 20 to 200. Now, it's really important to remember that these ranges can vary a bit from lab to lab, so you should always talk through the specifics with your doctor.
So, if your number comes back low, it means your iron stores are depleted. Your pantry is getting bare. This is most often a sign of iron deficiency, maybe from your diet, but it could also point to things like anemia, heavy menstrual bleeding, or even certain stomach conditions that keep your body from absorbing iron properly.
Okay, now let's flip the script. What if your ferritin levels are high? This tells an equally important but totally different story. High ferritin can signal a few different things. It might be a genetic condition called hemochromatosis, where your body just naturally absorbs too much iron. But it can also be linked to lifestyle factors like obesity or drinking alcohol every day. And, importantly, it can be a marker for inflammatory conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or liver disease.
Now, here's a crucial point about that link to inflammation. Ferritin is what's known as an acute phase reactant. I know, that's a technical term, but it just means something simple. When your body is inflamed for any reason, it starts pumping out more ferritin as part of its defense system. That's why an issue somewhere else, like liver damage, can cause ferritin to leak out of cells and raise the levels in your blood. So, after all this, why does this one number from a simple blood test matter so much? Well, it's all about seeing the bigger picture of your health.
Your ferritin level isn't a diagnosis all by itself, but it is an incredibly powerful clue. It gives your doctor a clear snapshot of your body's iron reserves, which then lets them start investigating the why behind your symptoms and potentially uncover some underlying health issues.
And really, it's just the first step. If your ferritin level is off, your doctor won't just stop there. They'll likely order other tests, like a direct iron test or something called a TIBC test, to see exactly how iron is moving through your body.
This helps them build a complete and accurate picture of what's really going on. So, this all leads to one final question for you to think about. As you reflect on your own well-being and how you feel from day to day, is it possible that your health story is missing a key number? Understanding your ferritin level could be a vital clue in figuring out the next chapter.